Your brand can do incredible things for you if you understand how to unlock its potential and leverage the power within it. I want to show you in this series how to get your brand working for you, not just at an aesthetic, but at a commercial level too. I want to show you the difference between creating a brand that looks beautiful and one that's going to move your business forwards commercially. I have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs over the last 25 years. I have seen what keeps them stuck, I've seen what works, and I've seen how to create brands that really work for us as entrepreneurs. And that's what I want to share with you today. So we're going to look at what branding really is, because there's so much more to it than a logo. We're going to look at how you leverage that commercially so that your brand isn't just looking beautiful, it isn't just making you proud, although those things are important, but it's actually helping you achieve your commercial goals and your personal ambitions. Now, most of us, when we think about branding, we tend to think about the logo. We tend to think about what's going to sit as the placeholder at the top of our website, what's going to go on our packaging if we run a product-based business, maybe what's going to go on our van or our shop front, or if you're still sending out letterheads or certainly invoices, what's going to go there. We tend to think of the logo as the start and the end of our brands. And if that's all we're thinking about, we're missing a huge opportunity when it comes to branding. When you get your branding right, it's going to do extraordinary things for your business. A powerful brand will help you build traction, reach more people, and get recommended for the right things. It will bring more ease, joy, and abundance to your business and more confidence to you, the entrepreneur. It's going to allow your clients to see you in the right way. That means seeing your work with the credibility it deserves. It means seeing the value in your thinking and your offering. It means being able to charge what you're worth, raising your prices in most cases. It means making it significantly easier to win business. So this isn't just about raising prices, although very often that's a primary driver. It's also about making your brand or your business or your product an absolute no-brainer. It's about making it people's first choice. It's about making you utterly irresistible. And to become irresistible, we need to put some strategic thinking in first. Your brand is everything your clients expect, experience, and remember about your business. And what I love about branding so much is that as entrepreneurs, we get to shape what people expect of our businesses. We get to shape how they experience our product or our service or our offering. And we get to shape how they remember it. So what does that mean for you commercially? It means attracting the right kind of clients. It means getting people on board with the right set of expectations. It means then as they experience your business, they already have that positive mindset. They are more joyful to work with. They are prepared to invest what you need them to. They allow you, if you run a creative business, to really lean into your creative edge and do your best work. What does that mean? It means more referrals, more recommendations, and a stronger, more sustainable business. If you've ever had that uncomfortable feeling that maybe you're holding back, or maybe you just aren't getting the right opportunities that you deserve, maybe people just don't get it, that frustration that comes from not being seen in the right way, get your branding right, and so much of this is going to fall away. Now, how do we know we're getting your branding right? That's where strategy comes in. So this is not something that you just jump straight to the brand designer, and this is where I see branding consistently going wrong. Strategy first. So if branding is what people expect, experience, and remember about your business, it makes sense that we're more intentional about our brands. And that means starting from a point way before the logo. It means really thinking intentionally about what we want people to expect of our business. It means thinking about how they're going to experience what we do best, and really making sure that our brand sets the right expectations and showcases what sets us apart. And it means creating a really positive impact, not just in terms of service and meeting expectations, but also in how we connect, how we communicate, how we show up authentically and consistently, so that people get a seamless, cohesive, compelling experience that they just can't help but recommend to their friends and colleagues. The truth is, people are making expectations. They're making assumptions about your business, whether you want them to or not. They are experiencing your business through their lens, whether you want them to or not. And they are forming memories about how it was to work with you, whether you want them to or not. So what we need to do as entrepreneurs, in order to get our brands working as hard as they possibly can for us, is leverage that, is make sure that we're setting that intention from the start. So how does this sense of expectation, experience, memory feed into how our brands work for us commercially? Well, it's pretty simple, really. It allows us to connect with the right clients at the right level and showcase our value. It allows us to have happier clients who then go on to recommend us more, who are easier to work with. It means that actually we can get on with the business of doing what we do best, rather than firefighting, dealing with complaints or people with mismanaged expectations. I want you to have a brand that works for you at the most powerful commercial level. So that means looking beyond pure aesthetics, and we will get to those, I promise you, but it means looking beyond pure aesthetics and thinking first about what it is that sets you apart, what you want to be known for, who you want to be connecting with, and what they're going to value about what you do most. We then need to translate that through to your visuals. And this is where things get really exciting, because once you've set a clear brand strategy, once you've understood what sets you apart, where you sit in the market, what you want to be known for and how you want to come across, then we can make sure that every time somebody interacts with your business, whether that's through your website, your social media, your premises or experience, they get it. And they know instantly and instinctively that they've made the right choice in working with you. That's the power of a great brand. What are those visual elements that are going to give you that connection? Well, there's so much more to it than just the logo. The logo, for me, is like a punctuation mark. It's a really powerful full stop emblem for you, but it's not the thing that sets the tone. Everything visual is setting the tone. So let's think about that. Let's think about that through the lens of a website, because all of us these days have a website. Your client lands on your website. What's the first thing they see? Generally, it's a big photograph. So the content of that photograph is going to create an impression, but so is the way it's shot and edited. So is the tone of colour. The composition, is there lots of white space? Is it quite impactful and lacking in white space? What kind of filter or edit is on the photo? We want to think about what's in it, but also what shapes, what impact as a whole is that photography creating? Your type. So the choice of font, not just in the logo, and we tend to agonise over the font in our logo, but we don't give that same sense of consideration to the fonts in our website. So what is it? What is that font saying? And then again, not just the font, but the treatment of the font. So the spacing, the scale, the size, the space between the lines, the space between the letters, the space around that paragraph, all of those things create an impression. The words, your brand voice, so your tone of voice, the way that you write, they all create an impression. Your colour palette, colour works at an instinctive level and it creates an impact within nanoseconds. So the cohesion of your colour palette, the hue of your colour, so whether it's blue or green or red or mustard yellow, whatever, but also the tone of colour. The tone of colour that you use can really influence how your brand feels. Now, this isn't the place to go into the detail of all of that, but what I want you to take from this is that there is more to branding than just the logo. First of all, we want to take a very intentional approach. Secondly, we want to think about the layers, and we want to think about this as a whole. And that means both understanding what's possible, setting a clear strategy, and making sure as the entrepreneur that you stay in the driving seat. Nobody is more invested in getting this right than you. You don't need to design your brand identity yourself. In fact, I would really encourage you not to do that. But what you do need to be able to do is set a clear strategy, not only that inspires your designer in the right way, but also that you are capable of following through the lifetime of your brand. This is about creating something that really opens up potential for your business. And that means giving this the time and the space that you and your brand deserve. As entrepreneurs, we don't tend to give our brands the strategic or intentional focus that they need. We tend to see them as quite discrete creative projects. What I'd love to do is get you thinking about this as something that is going to transform what's possible for your business. Because we deserve it, particularly those of us that are wiser of years. I don't know about you, but I don't want to hustle anymore. I am experienced enough. I am brilliant enough that I do not need to be justifying my worth or fighting for work anymore. And having a powerful brand that allows people to see me in the way that I deserve is a fundamental part of that. I deserve it, you deserve it, we all deserve it. So let's take a more intentional, empowered, strategic approach to our brands and really unlock the full power and potential that we have available to us. If this is striking a chord with you, the Where to Start course is a free course in the Brand Stylist Academy, and it's going to set you off on the right foot. I'm going to put a link in below, and I look forward to seeing you over there soon.